This is the moment the Nigerian army opened fire on young protesters. The shooting was captured on mobile phones and even live-streamed on Instagram.
They have shot so many people.
So why, a year on, do Nigerian authorities deny it ever happened?
Massacre without blood or bodies.
By your own narration, nobody died as okay?
Yes, my lord.
But we've been investigating and speaking to grieving families who are still looking for answers. Despite everything that's out there, some people still think that this shooting at the toll gate was fake.
They are liars because it happened to me.
I lost my best friend because of SARS.
To understand why the Lekki tollgate shooting happened, you need to know why Nigerians were protesting in the first place. The Special Anti-Robbery Squad, known as SARS for short, was a police unit set up in 1992 to counter a wave of armed robberies by criminal gangs across Lagos and southern Nigeria. But over the years, SARS developed a reputation for brutality. Then, in October 2020, this video goes viral. It allegedly shows SARS officers shooting a man and then stealing his car. Authorities deny SARS are responsible, but after years of fear and frustration, the hashtag #EndSARS starts trending on Twitter. And within days, the biggest protest in a generation begin. Olalekan Abidin, also known as Biggie, is a regular at the tollgate protest in Lekki. His family don't feel comfortable showing their faces on camera, but they want to let us know what Biggie was like.
He wasn't someone who would keep a grudge because he was jovial. In our area, he was popular because he was sociable and outgoing. If I ever needed anything, he would support me. There is so much I miss about him.
Despite the government announcing they will dissolve SARS, the protests continue. The government says hoodlums are hijacking the movement. On the 20th of October, to get the situation under control, the governor of Nigeria's most populous city, Lagos, announces a 24-hour curfew. It starts at 4 p.m. that day. A group at the Lekki tollgate defies the order. Victor Sunday is one of them.
He's a comedian, so he'd like to act comedy and sing song. That my brother was important, very, very important for me. He's my right hand.
Victor arrives at the tollgate in the afternoon. It's his first time attending a protest. Also in the crowd was Nathaniel's brother, Abuta.
He's a very nice boy. Have respect on me. Anything that I told my brother to do, he would do. He's the one who took my children go to school, coming back.
Nathaniel got a call that Abuta had been shot and he rushed to the scene.
I see a crowd of people gather for where is my brother on the ground. When I saw him, I fainted. They shoot him at ribs, by the rib side.
This video shows Abuta on the ground. It's his aunt's voice you can hear in the background. She's the one filming. Days after the shooting, Nathaniel took his brother back to the village to bury him. So why then, almost a year on, do some people still refer to the shooting as fake news? The first to cast doubt on the events of that night is the army. A week after their first denial, the army admits soldiers were at the Lekki tollgate, but says they didn't open fire on any civilians. Then the army changes its story again for the third time, saying, well, actually, let's hear them in their own words.
They were pelted, and their response was to fire blank ammunition into the air. They were the peaceful protesters, no doubt, but they were also the hoodlums who sought to take advantage. So at Lekki tollgate, the troops under Colonel Bello were armed with blanks and live bullets. Yes, my lord.
after admitting that soldiers were armed with live ammunition, the army has not yet responded to further requests to give evidence. But what about the other authorities there on the night? In the immediate aftermath of the shooting, the governor visits what he describes as shooting victims at nearby hospitals. He calls the incident the toughest night of our lives. A doctor at one of the hospitals later speaks of overwhelming scenes as dozens of people with gunshot wounds flood into his emergency room.
This is a case of a mass casualty. Priority is to save life.
Elisha was searching hospitals hoping to find his brother Victor.
I was checked, even searched at a general hospital at Lagos there, and one hospital like that, many places that I searched, but I could not find him. Up till now, I can't find him. I would like to see my brother's dead body, because he's my brother and I'm supposed to bury him.
Amnesty International estimates at least 12 people were killed across 2 protest sites on the night of the 20th of October. But many people are too scared to speak. And we've seen the threats some of them have received, messages telling them to stay quiet. But each video taken that night is a piece of proof. Because when you film something on your phone, it's imprinted with information called metadata.
It is only God that has everything to tell you.
This video of Victor Sunday shows the exact time and location it was taken. Using metadata, we've been able to verify videos from the Lekki tollgate that night. This is what it would have looked like during the day, but this is what it looked like that night.
Everywhere full, scattered, and blood flew everywhere. Or even though the traffic light and the camera was break, he just shut everything down.
But Nigeria's Minister of Information, Lai Mohammed, disagreed.
Available evidence so far points to the worst first case of massacre without blood or bodies.
So there are still some people to this day that maintain that nobody died at Lekki tollgate on the 20th of October. What would you say to them?
People died. People died. I saw it. My relative was killed at Lekki tollgate. That's where they killed him.
Did the actions of protesters like Victor, Biggie and Abuta actually change anything in Nigeria? In the last year, nationwide panels have been set up to investigate police brutality, and some families have been given compensation for the damage done by SARS. But no one has been held accountable for the Lekki tollgate shootings.
I miss a lot of things because there's nobody that we can sit down and talk and advise ourselves. We are going to protest for our own good and for our children's futures to come. If I know that something else will happen to my brother, I could tell him that not to go anywhere.
It's still unclear who sent the army to Lekki tollgate and ordered them to shoot at protesters. The presidency has said investigations into the incident are ongoing. So a year on, maybe the question isn't, did the shooting take place? But who gave the order?